She begged him not to look. What the rancher found beneath the blanket changed everything. The wind howled across the plains like a wounded animal, carrying dust and memories of things long buried. Jacob Hale tightened his coat as he rode toward the edge of his ranch, unaware that this night would mark the end of the man he used to be. Jacob was not a cruel man. He was quiet, hardened by loss, shaped by the unforgiving land of the American frontier. Years ago, the land had taken his wife during childbirth, leaving him with an empty house and a heart sealed shut. Since then, he lived alone, speaking only to his horses and the endless horizon. That night, the moon hung low and pale when Jacob noticed something strange near the old supply shed, a faint movement beneath a torn canvas. He dismounted slowly, hand resting on his revolver. "Who's there?" he called out. A weak voice answered, trembling. "Please, don't touch me." Jacob froze. He stepped closer and saw a woman lying on the cold ground, her body half covered by a stained blanket. Her face was bruised, her eyes filled with terror. She clutched the blanket tightly, as if it were the only thing keeping her alive. "I won't hurt you," Jacob said quietly. She shook her head. "You don't understand. Please, don't look." Something about her fear unsettled him more than any outlaw ever had. Against her pleas, Jacob gently lifted the edge of the blanket, and his blood ran cold. Her legs were bound with rope so tight the skin had split. Dried blood soaked through her dress. She had been dragged, used, left to die. Jacob swallowed hard. He had seen death before, but never cruelty like this. "Who did this to you?" he asked. She whispered one word, "McAllister." Jacob's jaw tightened. The McAllisters were a powerful ranching family known for their brutality. Lawmen avoided them, townsfolk feared them. Jacob wrapped the blanket back around her and lifted her carefully into his arms. "You're safe now," he said, a promise he wasn't sure he could keep. Cactus, a woman with no name. At his ranch house, Jacob cleaned her wounds while she drifted in and out of consciousness. She finally spoke near dawn. "My name is Clara," she said softly. "They said I belong to them." Jacob clenched his fists. Clara told him everything. The McAllisters had found her traveling alone after her family died of fever. They claimed protection, then turned her into property. When she tried to escape, they punished her and left her for dead. Jacob listened in silence, something dark awakening inside him. For the first time in years, he felt purpose. Gun the town that looked away. When Jacob rode into town to report the crime, the sheriff refused to meet his eyes. "You'd be wiser to let this go," the sheriff said. "McAllisters own half this county." Jacob leaned forward. "So we just bury the women they break?" The sheriff said nothing. That silence told Jacob everything. Crossed swords, a line in the sand. That night, riders approached Jacob's ranch. McAllister men. Their leader smirked. "We heard you picked up something that belongs to us." Jacob stood on his porch, rifle in hand. "She's not property," he said. "And she's not leaving." Gunfire erupted. The night exploded with chaos, bullets tearing through wood, horses screaming, men shouting. Jacob fought like a man with nothing left to lose. By dawn, the land was quiet. Too quiet. Sunrise, the truth comes out. Clara survived, but she carried scars no one could see. Jacob stayed by her side, teaching her how to ride, how to shoot, how to stand tall again. When federal marshals finally arrived, drawn by whispers and blood, the McAllisters' secret surfaced. Bodies, stolen land, broken lives. The family fell. Justice came late, but it came. Heartbreak, a different kind of love. Months passed. Clara stood on the porch one evening, watching the sun sink behind the hills. "I never thought I'd feel safe again," she said. Jacob nodded. "I never thought I'd feel anything again." Their hands touched, not as rescuer and victim, but as two souls who survived the same storm. Some wounds never heal completely, but some people teach you how to live with them. Subscribe for more emotional Western stories and dramatic frontier tales.